Hi, this is Magnar and welcome to my modding tutorial series for Rome 2 Total War. In this episode I'm going to be showing you a bit about the animations and how to customize out some animations for your units if you need them or if you just want to do it, and a little walkthrough about how it's all set up and assigned to the units. The same will also apply to siege equipment and animals, but that's in other tables and probably in a different episode. So to prepare for this tutorial, I've set up in the pack already a unit called gree_slingers_mag_shoot, and essentially it's just a slinger unit which I've added a spear to. In the game there is no animation for a slinger to have a spear, and so that's what we're going to show you how to do in this episode. It's pretty quick and easy. So I've already added that to the pack, and the base version I'll make sure is, I'll actually back it up before I work on it. Okay, so I'll upload this and you can get the copy before it's actually been worked on from the comments from just below. There'll be a link to it. Anyway, so let's get straight into it. So in the data_Rome2 pack, there's a folder here called animations, and that's where all the animation stuff is kept. What we're looking at specifically is the animation tables. If we go into the animation tables, it's just a text document, and all the animations that we can use that are in vanilla are all linked, named here. So it'll say animation table, and then it'll have a space and then some name. And whatever that name is, we can put into our pack in land units tables under the man animation field. So the default for a slinger is Rome man sling. So if we go all the way down to that, it's in alphabetical order. So Rome man onager pike, Rome man sling, here it is. And you can see that the definition for this animation is made up of a number of things. You've got the skeleton stuff, so it's a man skeleton. Obviously for an animal it'll have a different skeleton, or for siege equipment likewise. And then it's got a number of different fragments, animation fragments, which combine a number of different actual animations into a file and make that for a specific type of person. So unmanned, cinematic, a sword with a shield, which the sling normally has. Normally the slinger will have a knife and a shield, so it can fight with that. And of course the sling fragment for the actual sling animations. Now we don't want the sword and shield stuff, we want to have spear and shield stuff, because that's what our unit has. If you look here you can see there's the shield, Hellenic Hoplite, and there's the spear. And weapon slot 2 has no sword or club or axe, so that animation that we've currently got there, Rome man sling, will not actually work for the equipment we've assigned to the unit. To set this up, we're going to go over to our pack and we're going to click on the very top, right click, add empty directory, and we'll name it exactly as this here, animations. So animations, and of course before we save it we have to add the animation tables to it, so we go add from pack and we go find the data_Rome2 pack, or wherever you've installed it, Rome2 of course, and there's my one, and we'll just add that whole table and then edit it while it's in here. We can also export it and then add it, and edit it and then add it to our pack, but that's takes a little longer. So we'll open it up, right click on animation tables. You should have it highlighted here, selected here, so that this table is going to get pulled to the right place. So once you've right clicked on it, click OK, and there it should be. Again, now we can save it, and we will now rename the animation table to make it a fragment, so that it is not overriding vanilla, but that it is being added to vanilla. We'll call it mag_shoot_bang. And I'll save that again. Okay, so all we need here is we need to have at the top it's saying version, space, and then a number. So we can even change that to version 2 as an example. And we'll just delete everything except for just that one, the top section, the top animation definition. Everything else can get deleted. And we'll rename it to, instead of Rome, we'll call it mag underscore man sling spear. Call it whatever you want, but that's what I'm going to call this one. And then we're going to copy the sling, well, everything that's in sling. You can copy that, Control C, because you can't right click and copy. But can you? Yeah. Right clicking won't work, so you just have to use the shortcuts because they do work. Select what's in the animation that we're working on, and Control V, paste it in there. Next thing, we want to get rid of this sword shield fragments, the sword shield fragment and the sword shield match combat fragment. And we want to replace them with the spear shield equivalent. So we go down to Rome man spear shield, and we can just select those two fragments. Again, copy, select here, paste. Great. Now our animation table is set up. We'll copy the name of that animation. Again, Control C. Go to our land units, and we'll assign it to the slinger unit that I've just added for this tutorial series, for this tutorial episode, and we can save that. So now we should see the sling with a spear as a melee weapon. Now before we check that out, we'll check it out at the end of the episode. We're going to open up one of these fragments and have a look at how it's put together and where it's pulling all the information from. So to start off with, I'm just going to extract from the data underscore Rome 2 pack, and I'll extract this whole folder of animations. There's also animations in just the data pack as well. So if you don't find the animation you're looking for, it may also be in there. And we'll extract it to our tutorial folder, where we're putting all the vanilla extracted. Just select vanilla extracted, okay, and wait for that to extract. So let's open that up. Tutorial, vanilla extracted. Okay. So let's find a fragment. The fragments that we've used in our table here, we'll pick one of these as an example. So we'll pick Rome man spear shield fragment. And where that is located is also in here. We can look animation fragments, and we can go down to Rome man spear shield fragment. Spear shield fragment. Not all the fragments are in this pack, like I said. You have to go to the data pack as well, which is here, and you'll find animations also in there. But the one we've just extracted the ones we needed, so some more stuff in there. So let's go to where we've extracted it. Animation fragments. You can also open it in the actual data Rome 2 pack, but we can check it out in here as well. So let's go down to Rome man spear shield. Rome man spear shield fragment. Open. Let's use Notepad because it kind of formats it a bit for me. And that's what an animation fragment actually looks like. So it has here you'll see the name of what this single animation is. It's got a whole bunch. Each line here is a different animation, whether it's a walking animation, one of the fighting animations, a shooting animation, just being idle, sneaking, all this kind of stuff is within this file. And there's different animations and different sets of animations. So idle has, look, all those animations are just for when this unit with a man spear and a shield is doing when he's idle. Now if we look at that in a bit more detail, we can actually create one of these. We're not going to do it here because it's, as you can see, there's a lot of different animations to add. to get the full working animation with all different aspects of it. So we're not going to create that. That'll take a lot longer than I wanted to put to this, but you can in your own time do it. If we look here, we're going to go File Name, Animations, Rome 2, Human, Battle, Spear, Shield. That is the animation file that this line of standing around doing nothing with except holding a spear and shield is reading from. So we can actually go to that directory, which, let's look at it. Okay, Rome 2, Human. So here, animations are in there, Rome 2, Human, Battle, Spear and Shield, Stand. So it's actually, the stand animation is not in the pack that we exported. That's going to be in the other one. So if we want to look at that, we'll have to actually extract it or just open it up in the data pack itself. So that's, rather than extract it, we'll do that for this one. Animation fragments. No, sorry, Rome 2. Human, Battle, Spear and Shield, and Stand. There it is. And you can see all the different variations of the stand for the Spear and Shield. See, it's step left, forward, there's all doing different things, turning while they're standing. And you can refer to each one of these animation files in here, and each row will have relate to a different one. Of course, you also need the metadata file. You can see here you got the animation file and the metadata file. So they come in two. So you put the animation in the first field here, and then the metadata comes in here. And then comes to some more stuff on the right here. This determines weapon 1. Now we know that a spear goes into the weapon 1 slot. We can look here and we can see weapon 1, attach point, weapon 1, and that corresponds to that being on. Sorry, it just keeps jumping back. Weapon 1, on. Weapon 2, on. That would be a sword. Weapon 3, shield, on. Weapon 4, on, which would be a... Weapon 4 is a bow. Okay, so they're all on. They're not always all on, but this one they are. Then you've got blend in time, which you can also change to just with how the timings for how long it lasts and who's and all that kind of stuff between different animations. You can play around with that at your own leisure, and if you want to make a whole new animation set, I'm not really going to screw around with that myself at this one, but with the mod I probably will create a couple of these whole new animation sets. So that's pretty much what it looks like. You can of course create your own. You can also create your own animation files and meta files using the pack, using Maya and the animation motion capture importer with the assembly kit. I haven't actually looked into how to do that, and by the time I do, that'll likely be in a different episode. And that's pretty much all there is to animations. So you can create or delete or edit or whatever you want to do with these actual fragments, create your own animation files, then you put them all together into the table or a custom table fragment, and then you assign it to the unit and land units. That's how it all comes together. And now we can run this and check it in game. So let's copy over the pack, and I will see you in the game. And here we have the slinger unit that we added. As you can see, the default slinger when they're in missile mode is to have no weapon. But if we put them into melee mode and remove them, then they all have spears, just as we've added with the animation. If we didn't change the animation, but we gave them a spear anyway and took away their sword, they would still look like that, but instead of having something here, it would be invisible. Because they'd have the sword animation, there would be no spear. The animation is required, the right animation is required for the weapon to actually show up. Okay, so that's all there is for animations. Happy modding, and I will catch you next time.